Instinct. We're making a little comeback here, and we're here with the Cage Wars heavyweight champ, Matt Boyce. As you know, I think Matt was one of our last interviews that we did at his gym while he was fighting, and we've always followed Matt, and we're excited to see Matt again and you know, holding his belt. And Matt, we just got a few questions for you. You know, like I said, we're just coming back, and we want to see where Matt's been. We watched your last fight against Mike Gillespie, and I don't think he was ready for Matt Boyce.
No, absolutely not. He wasn't. A lot of people think they are, but then once the cage door goes behind them and they're in there with me, they realize it's going to be a lot different situation than they were thinking they were going to get themselves into. You know, you guys know me. You know all my fights. Once someone gets in there with me, I don't have a whole lot of people lining up to get back in there with me. Win or lose, they know they're going to have a rough night, and they're going to be hurting for another couple weeks after that fight. So
sure. And you know, that's the whole thing. When Matt, people have watched this fight, you come into the cage, you're kind of just laid back. You're not, you know, pounding your chest or, you know, doing no ritual really. But we see you come in and you're always ready to take care of business. And with Mike Gillespie, you won the Cage War gold there in round 2. We noticed on the fight, unfortunately we couldn't be there, but we seen the flurry in the second round, and we thought Matt Boyce was in trouble for a minute there.
yeah, not really. You know, that was part of the game plan for the entire fight. So going into that fight, you know, I knew Mike was trained by Ed Anthony down there at Atlas. I have a lot of respect for their school. They do have some good athletes and good jiu-jitsu guys. I trained at Atlas briefly up in South Glens Falls, so they obviously knew a little bit about me too. So I fully knew what their game plan was going to be coming in, and that was going to try to get inside and grapple with me to try to take me down.
Right.
But what I knew was that they weren't going to be able to do that. They weren't going to be able to wrestle me. But that's exactly what I wanted them to do, was to try to do that and wear himself out. First round, I knew I was just going to throw a lot of 50-60% shots, nothing full force. I just wanted to get him panicking.
Right.
Throw some leg kicks in there, get him moving around, keep walking him down. If you notice, I'm walking him down the entire first round, making him move.
Right.
He gets me against the cage. I just immediately turn him around on the cage, put some weight on him, get him weighing me, and then second round turned out exactly how I wanted it to. Threw a leg kick and he just started firing aimlessly.
Right.
You know, I just covered up, let him hit my elbows and hands, and you know, I blew himself out. Saw his hands drop, and that was that. Just put the pressure on him and waited for my spot.
Yeah,
Catch him with that overhand right.
Like you say, with Matt Boyce, people don't expect things, but you know, he was trying to stuff you each time, but he wasn't able to get that takedown. It seemed like in the first round.
No.
It seemed like that's where he wanted to take the fight. Matt Boyce wasn't having it, and you stood up, you know, and went to hands basically. And even though you have a wrestling background, was there a reason you didn't want to get on the ground with him, or?
I mean, that's the only. I mean, just fight IQ. The only place he had a chance against me was on the ground.
Okay.
I mean, he is a blue belt in jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
I'm technically a white belt. I mean, but I've been practicing jiu-jitsu
Sure.
off and on for, so I don't know what belt I would be, but
Right.
you know, if he had a chance, it was going to be on the ground.
Sure.
So I'm not even gonna mess around with that. We're just gonna stand. I'm not gonna let you take me down, and
Right.
we're just taking care of things standing up.
Right. And we were when we watched it, we thought maybe you were going to try to take him down with your leg kicks, because you were landing some heavy leg kicks on him, and you know, we were a little confused. Like, you know, at first it was, is he going to try to take him to the ground? You know, with your wrestling background against Mike there, but you didn't. You just kept up. You know, standing up. Obviously, a well-executed first round. And Mike came out thinking that second round with that flurry, you could see his level of confidence grew and tired out, and that's where Matt Boyce exploited that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this is like I said, this is my 20th fight too. I'm a much more well-rounded fighter than I was 20 fights ago.
Sure.
I've just learned, and all the experience and cage time I've gotten, I just slowly add little bits to my game as we go on, and you know, the leg kicks recently in the last year have been added to that. It's opened up a lot for me inside the cage.
Right.
Another weapon for me to utilize when I'm in there. As far as ground game too, I can stop any submission now. I mean, see anybody submitting me. So even if, for example, the upcoming fight, Rob gets a hold of me, gets me to the ground, he's not going to stop me. And so I just don't see it.
You don't see that coming.
Yeah.
Now you've faced, like you said before, you have faced some tough opponents. You've taken champion fights on 24-hour notice.
Yep.
And that champ at that time, the Cage Wars champ, was Joe Bagley.
Yep.
And to this day, if you see Joe, he'll tell you, I've never been hit as hard as I have by Matt Boyce.
Yeah, absolutely. And Joe's a good guy. I love Joe. I still talk to him every now and then. See how he's doing and stuff like that. Back then I wasn't a well-rounded fighter. I didn't know how to fight. I was just going in there and winging it and just relying on my toughness to get me through, hopefully, that first flurry, and hopefully get into the deep waters where it kind of brings them back down to my level. But, I kind of, I'd like to see if I could redo all those fights with the skills I have now.
Sure.
I think it'd be a much different story, but, that's the one thing I always bring to the table. I'm going to hit hard. I've learned how to utilize my stand-up and striking to be able to get those opportunities to catch you with that full shot, that overhand right. My uppercut that I'm pretty famous for now too. So
yeah,
you always gotta watch out and be wary of that. You can take a blind shot in on me, but you might catch that uppercut.
Right.
I might be setting you up to do that takedown.
That's great.
So
yeah. And, we won't keep you, Matt, as we know, you're training and getting ready for your upcoming fight September 15th against Rob Wagner. Now, he's a 6-0 fighter. We've seen a little stuff on him, but we really didn't see. Now, he looks like a stand-up guy, too.
Yeah, I mean, I've only doing one video on him, so I was able to watch it against, Oak Creek there.
Yes.
When he fought in Cage Wars. He was just primarily trying to take him down the entire fight. I didn't see a whole lot in the stand-up that makes me cause for concern. He has nothing on the stand-up. I don't think that's gonna put me under any pressure.
Right.
Biggest thing I'm just gonna have to look out for is takedowns, and not overcommitting on striking and stuff like that. I'm just gonna pick them apart.
Yeah.
Sure. That's the game plan. Just gonna pick them apart.
Right.
And he can know that because he's not gonna take me down. So
yeah.
He can 100% know what my game plan is.
And especially with your fights, you have a lot of them that are out there, so people can see what you do and how you have grown. We've watched you grow from, fighting with, I can't remember the other guy's name you used to fight with, Josh?
Yeah.
I remember back down in the basement of the Armory, talking and stuff like that. And you're always well liked and respected by Warriors Instinct. What you always brought to the table, not just that, but what you brought to the MMA community. You always keep it on a professional level, where a lot of places now aren't. You hold yourself with respect. And we are honored always to interview Matt Boyce. Even if we only get a few minutes with you, or if we can get longer with you, we always appreciate it. Matt Boyce, always, you fought for Cage Combat, Cage Wars mostly, that's where we've seen you. And, if there was a spokesman for Cage Wars, I'd have to say Matt Boyce,
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You're just a well-rounded fighter. You've grown a lot, Matt, and September 5th, Rivers Casino in Schenectady. Unfortunately, we won't be there.
That's okay.
We have previous, unfortunately, we tried to, but...
You can watch it on pay-per-view
But,
on your phone.
we're going to end up watching you, and, we'll be with you,
All right.
even though we're not there, and we always thank you, Matt.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.